Welcome to the Lower Island Update for Tuesday, November the 16th here on the Lowdown. I attended the Lower Island Township Board of Commissioners special budget meeting last night, and I have a couple quick updates for you this morning. First of all, the Commissioners discussed the capital items budget last evening. That capital items budget would include 2 new patrol cars at $48,000 apiece, new vehicle for the Public Safety Director at about $37,000, a new records management system at $137,000, a wash bay door, a new leaf picker at about $48,000, and a snowplow and some other various and sundry items. The total amount of financing for the 2011 budget as it's proposed and was discussed last night came to $389,000, and that's the total of both the purchase as well as the $45,000 in financing. The payroll discussion took up most of the meeting last evening. Commissioners right now are leaning towards a 2% pay increase for all non-represented township employees, and that would be a 2% increase across the board, no merit increases. The township does have a merit increase system in place, but the commissioners are very set on not using the merit increase this year because no non-represented staff member received a salary increase in 2010, and also they have had to pay more for their health care this year, and they had furlough weeks in 2009. So the commissioners are pretty well set on an across-the-board salary increase. That 2% increase would amount to about $40,000 in additional expense for the township. According to Finance Director Nancy Dietl, when she last calculated it in 2009, the payroll budget, or the payroll portion of the Lower Island Township General Fund budget, came to 68% in 2009. The rest of the meeting focused on the reassessment, what the Cumberland County reassessment means for Lower Island Township, and of course it means potentially more tax revenue. Then the discussion turned to whether or not the township should take full advantage of the additional 5% of revenue which may be realized the year after a reassessment. The commissioners are leaning right now towards going ahead with the 5% revenue increase. To do that, though, that would result likely in a millage decrease for Lower Island Township. The current millage right now is 2.5 mils, and likely to realize a 5% revenue increase, the millage rate would need to be decreased to 2.15 mils. So for the half of homeowners who had their property assessed at a lower rate in the coming reassessment, that would result in a tax decrease, and for the half of people who had their property assessment increase, of course there would be a tax increase in net dollars. That's where the discussion ended last night. The other interesting note at the close of the discussion, the commissioners and staff have not finished negotiating a new police agreement with the Lower Island Township Police Department. The negotiations have gone on throughout the year, but those negotiations are not yet concluded. There is a sentiment on the board, as was expressed last night in the open meeting, at the Wednesday afternoon meeting coming up this week with the police negotiators, to place a last best offer on the table, and if that is not accepted, or at least if the cost items on that proposal are not accepted, those cost items are salary and healthcare costs, to then accept going to arbitration with the police department. That would in effect erase all the negotiated settlements, or the negotiated points that have been reached through the year, and would bring an arbitrator, and things would start all over again. But the township would have a better idea, of course, at that point, of what the expense would be for the police salaries. That's it for this morning, Tuesday, November the 16th. If you have a Twitter account, you can follow me there at dan_.christ, or stay tuned for more updates here on the Lowdown.